Hey there, welcome back to my channel, Diana and the Book Hunt. Today I'm filming on the go a bit because I did not plan on making this video prior to me waking up this morning. So I am kind of doing this very much in an improvised style. So my son is in the background watching Sing, so you will be hearing songs in the background. I apologize in advance. And I just wanted to let you know what my thoughts are on the Goodreads Choice Awards winners that were announced today, because when I woke up and I saw who won, I was like, okay, I need to make a video about this because I have some thoughts. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and jump in because I also need to edit this and post this today. Basically, what I've seen is that I was really happy with two of the categories, with the winners that were announced in two categories, but I was not so happy with the romance category, for which I actually did a video with my predictions. I'm going to link it in the card so you can see my thoughts on there. So yeah, I was not happy with the winner in that category, but the other categories I was obviously very interested in because I did read quite a few books within the other categories and I actually did vote for some of them. So I'm going to let you know my thoughts on the winners and on who I actually did vote for in the specific categories that were interesting to me. I did not vote in all categories because I have not read, for example, any horror or any humor books or nonfiction books or history and biography books. So some of the categories I'm just not going to get into because I don't have any interest in them. So I'm just going to go ahead and discuss the ones that are interesting to me. Let me start off with the first category that is probably the biggest category that everyone talks about each year, and that is the fiction category. I have to be honest, I have not read any of the books in that category that are nominated. And I have seen a couple of books here and there that I'm very interested in that I have on my TBR, like Night Crawling, because that one was very highly praised by Jack Edwards. And then we also have let me see. Cleopatra and Frankenstein was also one that he was reviewing on his channel that got me interested, and also obviously the Frederick Buckman book, the new one, The Winners, which I do want to read sometime. So those books were ones that I'm interested in, but the others I had not read or had not heard much about. There is only one book that I had heard a lot about, and yeah, it's the winner. Basically, it's called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This book, I think I saw it first on Haylene Bookland's channel, where she did say some very positive things about it. And now that it's the winner, I probably will take a look at seeing whether I want to pick that up sometime next year. But yeah, honestly, I did not have any predictions for this category because, like I mentioned, I had not read any of the books prior to the announcement of the nominees. So yeah, this is a category that I don't have many thoughts on. The next one is the mystery and thriller category. This one I was very interested in because there is a book that I very much liked this year that I was hoping that was going to win, which is The Maid by Nita Prose. This book I did not have high hopes for because I saw that The Paris Apartment is nominated, which was a very big book this year. So I thought that she was not going to be the winner, but surprise, surprise, for me at least, she did win the award, and I'm so happy because it's a debut novel, and it's such a fun, not only fun, but it's such a, how do you say, like a recognition for someone who has just released their first book to get such an award. I'm really happy for them that they did receive this award. So yeah, The Maid is the winner in this category, and I'm very happy about that. This is one of the pleasant surprises that I had for the winner's announcement today. Next up is the historical fiction category. I have to say that I don't read many historical fiction books, but my favorite of last month was on it, which is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, I do have to say that I have not read any of the other books, but I have one on my TBR, which is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis, because I have heard a lot of things about that book and I do really want to pick it up. But I'm just really happy that Taylor Jenkins Reid did win this award because This book is just extraordinary, at least for me it was. I know that not everyone will vibe with this book, but for me it was absolutely an exceptional book, and I'm really happy that it's the winner of this category. Next up, we have an interesting one, which is the fantasy pick. Now, within fantasy, everyone knows that if Sarah J. Maas has released anything in the specific year that the nominations are coming up, she's probably gonna take the cake. And whoever is in the category with her will probably kind of eat dust. This year we had a lot of interesting picks. A couple of them I actually had read. I finished Babel by R.F. Kuang. I've read The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, and I did read The War of Two Queens by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and also Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sulin Tan. Those are the books that I have read, but I also see a couple of books that were quite popular, at least with booktubers that I follow, and I just knew that whoever we vote for, Sarah J. Maas is going to win, because House of Sky and Breath is nominated, and it did essentially win this one. I do see that Babel by R.F. Kuang get quite a few votes, but still it's like half the votes of Sarah J. Maas. So basically, not a surprise there. I'm not sure whether this is a good or a bad thing because I have not read the Sarah J. Maas book yet. I did see quite a few kind of mixed reviews. Some people really love this book. Other people hate this book because it was kind of dragged on, for what I understood, and then the ending was really wow. But yeah, I'm not sure whether this is a good thing or a bad thing that Sarah J. Maas won. Maybe it would have been nice to get someone new within this category who would have won, like R.F. Kuang, or possibly also Olivia Blake, because the Atlas 6 was really popular and really does deserve recognition. At least the first book does. So yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing that Sarah J. Maas won, but congratulations anyways, because she did write, like, I don't know, I think this book is like, again, a gazillion billion pages long, so it's a recognition of her talent and her work, so we do have to give her credit for that. Next up is the romance category. In my video, I had predicted that either Colleen Hoover, I thought Colleen Hoover was going to take the cake, because she had two books on the list, Reminders of Him and It Starts With Us. So I really did think that Reminders of Him will probably win it. And unfortunately, I was not right. Emily Henry won with Booklovers. I do have to say, I really love Emily Henry. I've loved Beach Read, and I really loved People We Meet on Vacation. Booklovers is not my favorite book by this author, and I have to say that Booklovers really was probably one of my disappointing reads of the year. I think I gave it 3.5 stars, but I'm going to bump it down to 3 stars, because the more I think about it, the more I see problems with it, and I don't think that it's really her best novel. So I'm really surprised that she won. I have to give her credit, because obviously she's an amazing writer. She's very talented. The writing is not the problem. I think that more like the plot within this book could have been better. Maybe the characters could have been fleshed out a bit better as well, but yeah, I really was hoping for someone else to take this one. I myself voted for Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood, because even though I had a couple of books that I really loved, like my pick, my original pick was Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I have to say that I really love this book. It's going to end up in one of my top reads of the year. But when I know that that specific book is not going to win it, I just wanted to support another author that I really hope will get recognition for their work, and I really loved Love on the Brain, so I voted for that one. But yeah, basically, I'm surprised that Emily Henry's Booklovers won. I had hoped that someone else would win, but unfortunately, I don't know who votes in these things. I don't know really, was it such a good read? Like, if I see, yeah, it is very well loved. It has 4.25 as an overall rating, and I see that a couple of the people I follow have given it 4 or 5 stars, but a couple of them have also given it 2 or 3 stars. So I don't know. I really had hoped that someone else would win this, and I do have to say congratulations to Emily Henry, and I do hope that her next novel, I think it's called Happy Place or Happy People, something like that, that it will be more successful than this one, at least in my opinion, that I will like it more. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not very happily, how do you say, I'm not very pleasantly surprised with this one. I had hoped for another result. Now, the next category is an interesting one because it's the best debut novel of the year. I have to say that I was interested to see who was going to take this one because there are a lot of interesting books within this category. We have ones that I've read are Daughter of the Moon Goddess and The Maid. And I know that Every Summer After by Carly Fortune is very popular or was very popular this year. So I kind of expected that one actually to win. I voted for Daughter of the Moon Goddess because I really did like that young adult fantasy book. It was one that I gave 5 stars to, and it actually ended up in the second spot. The book that won was Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. Like I mentioned before, I really am interested in this book. I've seen it going around everywhere, and I probably will pick it up sometime next year. So I'm pleasantly surprised to see that this one is the one that took it, and I'm pleasantly, or not pleasantly, I'm very surprised that Every Summer After did not win, because I really have seen everyone talk about that book. Some of the people really love it. A couple of the booktubers that I follow did not love it. I'm going to be honest. I think that it was compared to another book, if I'm not mistaken, Christina Lauren's Love and Other Words, and like the not better version of that book is Every Summer After, according to some people. So yeah, I'm surprised that it didn't take it, because I really have seen this book going around everywhere, while Lessons in Chemistry I've seen here and there, but not everywhere. So yeah, another interesting pick as a winner for this category. And let's go ahead and see what the other categories are that I'm interested in to show you. We have young adult fiction. In this category, we have the winner, which is The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This series, so the Inheritance Game series, has been very popular, so it's not a surprise to me to see that this one has won. I did see a couple of titles that I've seen going around on many Instagram posts and booktube channels as well. One of them being The First to Die at the End, which is the follow-up to They Both Die in the End, I think. And also Sabatihir's All My Rage, as well as See You Yesterday by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This book I actually did read. I did not like it very much, so I have not voted actually in this category because I've not read any of the books besides this one, and I didn't want to vote for a book that I did not enjoy. So yeah, it's an interesting category here because there are a lot of books that were very popular this year. Also, I've seen My Chemical Romance going around. I've seen You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen M. McManus. So there were a lot of books that were contenders within this category, but I'm not surprised to see that The Final Gambit has won, because this series was very much loved, and I see that she kind of won with 30,000+ votes. So it's not a surprise that this one has won all over. And then the next category is going to be the young adult fantasy and science fiction category. This one, I am unpleasantly surprised, I'm going to say, because there were a lot of great books that could have won but didn't win. We have, for example, Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I've heard so many good things about this book this year, and I am going to read it sometime next year, I hope. But yeah, I've really seen a lot of good things about that one. I've seen Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong also going around, so yeah, that one would have been an interesting one to win. We've got The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I'm going to be picking this book up because I am following the series, which are the spin-off series of the Caraval series. But yeah, I have not read it yet, so I don't know if it's any good yet. I've kind of steered away from any reviews of it because I want to go in without having any preconceived notions about the book. Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco, I've seen going around as well. My choice was Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion. This is really a very well-crafted young adult fantasy book. It's a sequel to the first book, which is Legendborn, and I'm really sorry that they didn't win. And really, the margin is very close, about 3,000 votes between the winner and Bloodmarked, and the winner is Gallant by V. Schwab. I did not enjoy this book very much. I did read Gallant and I gave it 3 stars. While it has an interesting premise, it did not leave me kind of on the edge of my seat like Bloodmark did. And I think that this winner really is the winner because V. Schwab has a very huge following. She has a huge name in the book community, and I don't really think that it's the best book within the list of books that yeah, that was here. The rating of the book is 3.79, while Bloodmarked I know for sure has a much higher rating. It has 4.54. And actually now I'm seeing also that Brandon Sanderson also has a book on this list, which is part of the Skyward series, Cytonic. That one has 4.10 as a rating. So really, I'm going to go off here and say that this book won purely because V. Schwab has a following, and it's not the best book in the list if you ask me. Overall, these are the categories that I was interested in seeing who is going to win. Like I mentioned at the beginning, 2 of the books that have won are really pleasant surprises for me. The Maid by Nita Prose, and then Carrie Soto is back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And then I'm really disappointed in the romance category. I'd hope that another book will win and not Emily Henry's Booklovers, because out of the 3 books that she has published, this is her weakest one, if you ask me. So yeah, overall, my thoughts are, I hope that next time people will vote more with their hearts and not so much with like the popular opinion of the whole situation. So because I really think that a lot of times also with Sarah J. Maas, obviously she's a tremendous writer, she's absolutely stunning, she has stunning writing, but there are also other books that definitely deserve praise and recognition. So yeah, for next time, I really hope that there will be more pleasant surprises than disappointments. And yeah, let me know what you thought about all of the winners. Were you surprised by some of them? Were you disappointed? Were you in agreement with the winners? Let me know what your thoughts are below in the comments, or DM me on Instagram as well. And I hope to see you very soon in the next one. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Happy reading. Take care. Bye-bye.